Cristiano Ronaldo was missing, and no one knew why. It started like any normal day, but something felt off. Messages went unanswered. Calls went straight to silence. For someone as disciplined and visible as Ronaldo, disappearing without a trace was almost impossible. That's when Lionel Messi noticed something wasn't right. At first, he brushed it off, thinking Ronaldo might be training somewhere remote or taking a break. But hours turned into a full day, and concern slowly turned into urgency. Soon, Messi reached out to Kylian Mbappé and Neymar Jr. The three of them, legends in their own right, rarely agreed on anything when it came to football, but this was different. This wasn't about rivalry, trophies, or records. This was about finding Ronaldo. The last known location traced Ronaldo somewhere near a dense, mysterious jungle. It didn't make sense. What would he be doing there? No luxury resorts, no training facilities, nothing that matched his usual lifestyle. Still, without hesitation, the trio set off on a journey that would test not just their courage, but their survival instincts. As they entered the jungle, the atmosphere changed instantly. The air grew thick, humid, and strangely quiet. Even the birds seemed hesitant to make a sound. Messi led the way, carefully observing every movement around them. Mbappé stayed alert, scanning for danger, while Neymar tried to keep things light, though even he couldn't hide the tension. Suddenly, a deep, echoing roar shattered the silence. They froze. It wasn't just loud, it was powerful enough to shake the ground beneath them. Leaves rustled violently as something massive moved through the trees. Before they could react, a giant gorilla emerged, its eyes locked onto them. For a moment, time stopped. This wasn't a zoo. This was raw, untamed wilderness. "Run!" Mbappé shouted. The three of them sprinted through the jungle, branches slapping against their faces as they tried to escape. The gorilla charged behind them, its footsteps like thunder. Messi dodged between trees with incredible agility, Neymar leaped over fallen logs, and Mbappé used his speed to stay just ahead. Somehow, against all odds, they managed to lose it, diving into a thick patch of bushes and holding their breath as the creature passed. But that was only the beginning. As they moved deeper into the jungle, they began to notice something strange: symbols carved into trees, footprints that didn't belong to any animal, and distant whispers carried by the wind. They weren't alone. And whatever, or whoever, was out there was watching them. Without warning, arrows shot past them, embedding into the ground just inches away. Tribes. Figures emerged from the shadows, their faces painted, their movements swift and coordinated. Messi raised his hands, trying to signal peace, but the tension was undeniable. Neymar whispered, "We need to move, now." They ran again, this time dodging not just nature but human hunters who knew the jungle far better than they ever could. The chase was intense, with arrows flying and footsteps closing in. It felt like there was no escape. But just when it seemed like they were cornered, they stumbled upon a river. Relief washed over them, until they saw what was in the water. An alligator. Its eyes barely visible above the surface, its body still as stone. For a moment, no one moved. Crossing the river meant risking everything, but staying meant certain capture. Mbappé took a deep breath. "We don't have a choice." One by one, they stepped into the water, moving slowly, carefully. Every ripple felt like a signal. Every sound echoed in their ears. The alligator shifted slightly, and their hearts nearly stopped. Then, in a burst of adrenaline, they sprinted through the remaining distance, splashing wildly as they reached the other side. The alligator lunged, but missed. They collapsed onto the ground, exhausted, soaked, and barely able to process what they had just survived. "This better be worth it," Neymar said, trying to laugh, though his voice trembled. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the jungle, they noticed something ahead, a clearing. Light flickered, and faint sounds echoed through the trees. It didn't sound dangerous. In fact, it sounded cheerful. Confused but hopeful, they approached cautiously. And then they saw it. Right in the middle of the clearing, surrounded by watermelons, music, and what looked like a perfectly set-up picnic, was Cristiano Ronaldo. Relaxing. Laughing. Completely fine. For a moment, none of them said anything. They just stood there, trying to process the absurdity of it all. After everything they had been through, the gorilla, the tribes, the alligator, this is what they found? Ronaldo looked up, surprised but smiling. "Oh, hey guys. Took you long enough." Messi blinked. "We thought you were missing." "Missing?" Ronaldo laughed. "No, I just wanted a break. You know, detox, nature, a little watermelon diet." Mbappé stared at him. "We almost died." Neymar shook his head, half laughing, half in disbelief. "You couldn't send a text?" Ronaldo shrugged casually. "No signal." For a few seconds, silence hung in the air, and then they all burst out laughing. The tension, the fear, the chaos, it all melted away in that moment. It was ridiculous. Completely insane. But somehow, it was also unforgettable. They sat down together, sharing the watermelon, recounting every insane moment of their journey. Ronaldo listened, amused, occasionally laughing so hard he nearly dropped his slice. "You got chased by a gorilla?" he asked. "Yes." Messi replied. "And hunted by tribes?" "Yes." "And an alligator too?" Ronaldo grinned. Mbappé pointed at him. "All because of you." Ronaldo raised his hands. Okay, maybe I should have left a note."